And batting cleanup tonight, can we have Karen Furneaux come to the stage, please?
Karen Furneaux of Waverley is Nova Scotia's most decorated female paddler.
Many young women looked at her and said, if she can do it, why can't I?
Yeah, Karen, she was one of the smallest athletes on the international field, but she sent out a message, it's not about the size, it's about the fight, and she had one of the biggest heart on the international field. As soon as she entered practice, like something started vibrating around. She was so excited always about training, and she was a girl who really liked hard training. I always actually have to hold her back, and she was really, really committed. Never ever remember mixed practices. Always challenge me, challenge herself for every single day, because that was one of her strengths. She always came to the practice well prepared.
Karen was one of the hardest trainers I've ever seen. And she's also, I think what marks her just different from other people who just constantly work hard, is that she's usually smiling, or she's doing it with grace, and she's doing it with poise. And she's just loving it.
With 3 Olympic appearances and 9 World Championship medals, Karen is a force to be reckoned with in international kayaking.
She was so goal-orientated, she wanted to get there, and she was willing to do the work that it took. And we're a hard sport, there's no doubt. It's tough training, it's hard training, and it's basically 12 months of the year that you've got to work, you've got to give up things. She gave up a lot of things, but that's how dedicated, and that's where her head was. She wanted to do well, and she was willing to do the preparation that it took to get there.
Karen's training ethic is just, it's out of this world, really. It's very impressive to watch, and it's something that I was constantly striving to meet. Is the standards that she set for herself. It was just hard for any athlete to watch and try and keep up with. And so sometimes when we get on the water, and we could just be doing a simple sprint workout, but she would just do it with such a dominance, and it would just be so continuous, like she never got tired. It was almost like training against the Energizer Bunny. It was really impressive.
The worst of her days, I was always amazed that she could turn around, and I'd look at her and I'd get this smile, and I'd be the one that would be feeling bad or feeling nervous, and she would have this smile. It was an amazing quality. She has it to this day, everybody says, I don't know anybody that hasn't seen her without a smile on her face. So that's really good. Even in bad times, she was able to do that.
Good start. That's how these races are won and lost. Karen Furneaux pulled a quarter of a length on everyone. They're down a bit already. Or is that just the angle? No.
She competed at the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, the 2004 Games in Athens, and the 2008 Games in Beijing.
And she's going to take the gold, barring a miracle now. She does. Canada's first gold of the championships.
When we were lining up for that final, I just remember her whispering to me, because we were not used to paddling in front of so many fans and hearing all the noise, and she just said, just listen to that, let's just get ready to go. So she knew how to bring my mind into the moment, and I think that was the most important thing.
2 of her 9 World Championship medals are gold, making her the best in the world in both 1998 and 2001.
Nationally training or racing against Karen, everybody knew that if you weren't off the line with her in the first 200 meters, you probably weren't going to be catching her anytime soon. So she really set the bar for all of us when we were racing against her.
The best athletes in the world, and I've seen most of the best athletes in the world, especially in our sport of canoeing, they have what I call the it, and it's really that steely determination that says, I want to reach the goal, I want to win, and nothing's going to stop me. And that's what she's got.
Watching Karen paddle and learning how she trained really inspired how you needed to just work hard constantly, and really just showed me how much you can be dedicated as an athlete, and really what it takes to pursue those goals and to excel in those goals.
Karen is the winner of over 50 World Cup medals, And she also brought home 2 gold medals for her country from the 1999 Pan American Games.
Karen was one of my role models and idols growing up. She was always competing against, top 5 girls in the country, and it was just incredible to watch her training ethic. And so to share the team and be in the same boat as somebody that I grew up idolizing was just a really special moment.
With an athletic record of this caliber, it is no wonder that Karen has been named Nova Scotia Female Athlete of the Year 5 times.
I think her personality was a big part of her success because she really always brightened up the practice. Because sometimes it's not much fun to go out when the weather doesn't cooperate, it's cold, windy, but the smile always was there. And that's affected the other athletes too. And I believe those days I have a happiest and the most hard worker group in the country.
She wanted it. She wanted to be good, and I just think she's a wonderful inspiration for all young athletes in Nova Scotia and Canada.
It's the amount of years she spent at the top and constantly establishing herself as as the fastest woman paddler in Canada. She was always pushing that level to keep it really high for the rest of us to keep chasing. And so once we could even be close to her, we knew that we were at a world-class level of racing.
I think she's a kind of icon for athletes because one thing from small community, somebody can reach the Olympic level, reach the World Championship podium, send out a message for everybody. Go and chase your dream. You can reach whatever you want. Just go for it.
I think that's one of the biggest legacies she can leave in giving back to sport is just encouraging that younger generation to stay in there and to see the value in it and to inspire new athletes and to continue on with that.
And tonight, we induct Karen Furneaux into the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame.
To present the plaque, ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame member and chair of the International Canoe Federation Sprint Committee, the first coach at Chima Aquatic Club, Frank Garner. And Karen's longtime coach, Chum Ladarovsky, wanted to be here tonight. He got called away at the last minute, so Karen's great friend, Dr. Bill Stanish, is going to come forward to present the pin. Wow. It is a shame you've let yourself go. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll jump right in. I was going to try to avoid that. Where did the joy come for you?
Bruce, for me, it was just, I loved being on the water. I loved it. It was so freeing, so beautiful. Like there's for anyone who's ever paddled in the room, and I know there's a bunch of paddlers kind of over here. It's that the calm water, and you see the birds, and it's just that, like, I know 6 a.m. doesn't sound amazing to everyone, but at 6 a.m. and then you see the sunrise and you see the smoke on the water, it's just something so special. And then to put that, like the group of athletes together and the coaches, the amazing coaches, and Chum, such a huge inspiration in my career, and to bring that spirit together, that's what I fell in love with, was just that spirit of chasing a goal and the love of being on the water.
Yes, it was beautiful, and yes, it was lovely, and there were birds, but you were also a vicious competitor. Where did that come from?
Oh, yeah. So Chum had a strategy, and this I thought was so innovative, because he came to Chima in 1994, and he came from Hungary, and he couldn't speak a lot of English, but he could say a few phrases, and one of those phrases was "Go beach near," which means go stay close to the shore, and change your clothes, because that was, you know, you had to change your clothes. You didn't want to catch a cold. But it was those days, and he just brought so much inspiration to the clubhouse. And I forget your question. Can you re-ask your question? Re-ask your question. Sorry, Bruce.
I'm screwed up by go beach near. Holy. The fact that you also, I was talking about remember the birds, right? We had the birds. The competitive nature, where did that come from?
Yeah, so what he did was we trained with about 30 different athletes, and all the guys and all the girls trained together. But what he did was he started the guys behind, and he started the girls in front. So I was determined never to let a guy catch me or beat me. So if they did catch me, I fought back like crazy. And I credit that to this day of where that competitive fire came from. I always wanted to finish first.
Wow. What about when and we saw highlights of you at the Worlds, when you're out there and you know it's flowing and you're in rhythm and you're flying, what does that feel like?
Oh, it's that special moment where you feel so connected, and that's what I love about the water, is you just find your rhythm, and it is really amazing. And whether it's being on the water or being in the gym or being out on the running trail, I always found that kind of peace, and that often for me came from just pushing it as hard as I could, and then I would get to that next level, and I loved it.
How did you deal the first time with being called world champion?
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the first time that happened, I was racing in Hungary, in Szeged, with Marie-José Gibault. We met, and we were racing the K2 200, and our fierce rivals were the Hungarian crew. And it was a photo finish. We edged them out at the end, and we did cross the line first. And standing on that podium I'd never been on the top step of the podium before, and it's kind of a big step for me. I'm small. So for me, it was just like it was a big hoist up onto the podium, and we loved every minute of it. And then I got to do it again a few years later in K1.
You were okay with that too?
I loved it. Yeah. And my family was always there, so they made that step so incredibly. It was such a proud feeling, and I always managed to see them in the stands too, which was really, really special. And it was an awesome experience.
Speaking of special, Bill showed the video tonight of the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame education program. Mm-hmm. You play a big role in that. When you go talk to kids, give me, you want them to take away a lot. Give me the one thing you want them to take away more than anything else.
Yeah, it's really about finding a passion, whatever that passion is, towards a goal that they have, and then setting that sight really high, but then getting it down to a workable process. So every single day, working really hard and coming back and, learning about yourself through those failures or injury or illness, and what you learn about yourself, you can take on to that next level. So it's really about, and I love connecting with the younger girls too at the schools, and just seeing the fire light up in their eyes when they talk to me about their goals I was just actually on the French shore down in the Acadian regions presenting in French last week and this week. And just one of the girls was talking to me about Taekwondo. And, from small rural town in Cape Breton, in Shetty Camp. And she was chatting to me about her goals in Taekwondo. And I thought it was just amazing. So it's my passion. I love connecting with kids, and especially the girls. And, just relating that, having that goal really high and bring it down to the ground, and so that you can work on it really hard every day.
I bet no guy's beating her either, right?
No,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Folks, one of the best athletes, period, in Nova Scotia history. Forget the titles. Karen Furneaux, ladies and gentlemen.